With this document, we're looking at how one exercise, in this case a push-up, so here, here, and here, looking at the three joints that are involved, how all classes of levers can be represented. So when we look at a push-up here, you can kind of see a schematic there. The overall exercise itself is a representation of a second-class lever. And what makes a second-class lever is that you want to look at see what's in the middle, and in a balance lever, the fulcrum's in the middle. In a third class or speed lever, the effort is in the middle, and in a second class resistance lever, the resistance is in the middle. So you can see that's there. Axis is to the left, effort is to the right. And you can see that the effort, or the muscle force, the energy that's being expended by the muscles, the individual, either overall or by the muscles here, is overcoming this center point, the center of mass of resistance here. There's the axis, that's the moving segment, that's the pivot point. The body, hopefully with good form, is maintaining its rigid environment neutral spine, and the effort is coming from the shoulder girdle, from the pec major, shoulder, tricep, and wrist. And the overall mass or resistance is the size of the body, or the body weight, and that is centralized here roughly at the midpoint of the body there. So again, second class lever. If I look now at the elbow joint, when we look here, here's the humerus, there's the radius and ulna, there's the forearm, we see that this is actually a first class lever. It's one of the few first class levers in the body. Here's our axis of rotation right there, depicted by the peach or orange circle. Here's the load. There's the load coming down. That's the body weight being transmitted through the arm. And the tricep, which attaches behind the joint axis at that olecranon process. So here, when we look at what's in the middle, that's the axis of rotation. That's what's in the middle. Resistance here, effort there. And so this is your first class lever. It's balanced from left to right. And then if we look at the shoulder, looking at horizontal, in this case, horizontal abduction, right? So here's the torso, there's the scapula, there's the shoulder. I'm looking at a bird's eye view down. The load is out here, coming through the ground reaction force of the body pushing down back through the forearm and out here. So this is your resistance. You have your axis way over here at the joint, and then your effort where the muscle attaches, in this case pec major, is attaching right here, which is, when we look at what's in the middle, it's the effort. This makes this a third class lever. And so in one exercise, depending upon how you're looking at it, all three classes of levers are being represented. So most joints of the body are set up like this, where you see a third class lever. Very few are first class levers. I think one or two second class levers exist. The only one I can think of right now, off the top of my head, is the ankle with plantar flexion. But in terms of a third class lever, the majority of the joints are going to be in this setup where the load is away from the body distally at the end of the bone, and the muscle attachment is very close to the other side of the bone at the proximal attachment, and it's set up for speed, not for effort. So although a third class lever is considered, it has what we would call like an effort. It would seem like it'd be a disadvantage. It still has an advantage, but it has a speed advantage instead of an effort advantage. But this is just showing how one exercise, depending upon how you look at it, can represent three lever systems of the body.